Hello, friend, and welcome back to our monthly mindful check in. If you are new to these, this is our moment each month where we slow down for a few minutes and look at where we were, where we are, and what the next stretch of time might bring. This month on the Torches calendar, we're exploring a side of mindfulness that often gets overlooked: mindfulness in the messiness, not just the moments that we intentionally set aside, but during the days when our brains feel packed and heavy and loud during crisis mode. So, today, of course, is our May check in, and we're going to get honest about what we're carrying, how our minds and our nervous systems respond when life gets heavy, and how we can use micro intentions. I've got a guided practice coming later this month and a meditation at the end. And all throughout, we're going to be talking about tools we can use even when conditions aren't perfect and we can take into life's messiness. So get your journal ready. A new month is a great time to pause and take stock. So let's start there with the simplest and sometimes hardest question: what are you carrying right now? Pressure to move, overloaded, judgments and criticisms, hurt, boredom, anger? And two truths can exist. Maybe there is some pressure, but there could also be some excitement, anticipation, or eagerness. If you can, say it out loud or jot down a few words in your journal. When life piles up, our nervous system goes into protective mode. That's not a character flaw, it's biology. Our decision making narrows, our tolerance drops, our inner critic gets louder. Even small choices can feel like cliffs. So if you've been feeling scattered, reactive, or foggy, that's just your system protecting you. And it means you deserve gentleness, not judgment. Take a breath. We are naming the weight, not to dwell on it, but because awareness gives us options. The next question is, what expectations are we quietly placing on ourselves this month? Are there things like, I should already be more organized, or I should be able to handle this better, or I should be calmer already, have more energy, or I should be further along than this? These shoulds often run in the background, shaping our mood and decisions without us ever consciously choosing them. And in a messy season, they can turn normal stress into self blame. So this month, we loosen those expectations just a little. Can we allow May to be a month of being human instead of being perfect? Give yourself permission to not have everything sorted out. Growth is still growth, even if it looks chaotic. While you carry this perspective and permission into the month ahead, if you enjoy grounding your mindfulness with correspondences, May offers some beautiful companions. The stones of this month are the emerald, a beautiful reminder of vitality and renewal. It brings a sense of steadying, like green shoots pushing through the soil. And another stone, the carnelian. I don't really have one of these in my collection yet. Hint, hint to you know who. But carnelian brings a warm spark when life feels heavy, a spark of courage, motivation, and grounded momentum. The flower of the month is the lily of the valley, a symbol of gentle beginnings, quiet strength, and the kind of growth that doesn't need to make noise. And I thought really cool was the bird of the month is the hummingbird. It represents adaptability, joy, and the ability to hover in change without losing ourselves. Now, you don't need to use these, but sometimes a physical symbol helps anchor the intention of the month. Even a picture or a single word can act as a touchstone. All right, now let's talk about what practices we can take into May to support us through this messy growth season. When we are in a phase like this, big goals often add pressure instead of clarity. So for May, we're replacing goals with micro intentions. And these micro intention moments are like small little building blocks and units of direction. This could look like taking a drink of water before checking messages. Place a comforting hand on your chest before reacting. Pausing for one breath when you feel pressure rising. Choose one task instead of five. Intentionally relax your jaw and brow at least once a day. Name one emotion without explaining it. Allow one honest no without apologizing, or step outside for 30 seconds. These tiny choices may not look like much, but neurologically they do two important things. First, they stop the overwhelm cascade. Our quick, mindful pauses interrupt the brain's frantic survival loop. And second, they rebuild agency. Micro choices remind the nervous system that we are capable of influence in our own lives, even in chaos. So this month, choose one or two micro intentions each week. Rotate them, adjust them, let them stay small. We're not trying to fix our lives in May, we're trying to move through May with more awareness and less self punishment. Okay, you know I like to sprinkle a little mindful anchors throughout the month. So on May 5th, we are observing Silence the Shame Day, a little reminder to reach out, share your story, or listen to someone else's without judgment. Connection reduces shame. So many people struggle with mental health alone because we've created this stigma around talking about our troubles. This day reminds us that mental health thrives in connection, not secrecy. Shame shrinks when someone says, I hear you, or I've been there too. On May 15th is Endangered Species Day. This is a moment to widen our field of care. When we're overwhelmed, the world contracts to the size of our stress. Turning our attention outward, even briefly, by learning about a vulnerable species, offering a small donation, or visiting a conservation focused zoo can soften the inner pressure. Compassion in any direction creates a ripple. Sometimes helping something fragile outside of us reminds us that our own tenderness deserves protection too. Jumping to the 20th, let's celebrate the bees. Bees are tiny architects of our ecosystems, and they remind us that small, inconsistent actions matter. If you can, plant some bee friendly flowers in your garden or support a conservation group. Even learning one new thing about how bees sustain our world can restore a sense of interconnectedness. When life feels chaotic, that reminder can settle the nervous system. We are a part of something larger, and our small contributions have meaning. All right, we are also closing out the month on the 31st with National Smile Day. Genuine or even gently just intentional. Actually, it releases endorphins, calms our stress response, and signals safety to the brain. Offer a smile to someone who crosses your path, or pair it with a simple compliment if that feels natural. You're not forcing positivity, you're inviting the body into a brief moment of ease, which can change the whole nervous system for a beat. And this is another one of those practices that ripples outward. When you meet the world with a gentle smile or a compliment, you can make an impact on how someone else feels and how they move through at least the next few moments of their day. Acknowledging and celebrating these days aren't required practice or just one more thing to add to the to do list. Think of them more like gentle checkpoints, moments to remember who you want to be in a messy season and how small actions reconnect us to meaning. Friend, as we move through May, let's come back to our core intention for the month. We're not trying to become perfectly mindful people. We're not building a new ideal version of ourselves. We're practicing mindfulness in the moments we actually need it most, the moments when our nervous system is overloaded and protective, the moments when our brain is foggy, tired, or running on fumes, the moments when emotions flood in and we feel pulled in six directions at once, when decisions feel heavier than they should, and the moments when life is demanding more than our current capacity can handle. Mindfulness isn't about being serene, it's about being aware enough to choose something more aligned, even if it's tiny. A single breath instead of spiraling, a pause before reacting, a small no when you're at your limit, a hand on your chest to remind the body it's safe. Any moment of micro intention that keeps you from abandoning yourself when things get loud. This is the heart of the practice: kindness, awareness, and micro movements. Small inner shifts that make a chaotic season survivable and sometimes even transformative. That's our blueprint for May. All right, I will leave you with this, friend. As we start May together, ask yourself, what's one small way I can support myself today? And let that small answer be enough. If you want to dive deeper, in the other video I have for you this week, we will explore the nervous system in overwhelm and how to work with it instead of against it. And throughout the month, I'll be giving you grounded tools you can actually use when life gets messy. Friend, thank you so much for sharing a piece of your day with me. Stay present, stay kind to yourself, and I will see you soon.